Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready to dive in. Today we're tackling the world of finance, but with a pretty cool AI twist. Think like Wall Street, but instead of humans, it's all AI calling the shots. It's called trading agents, and it's making some serious waves. We've got some research excerpts here that break down how this thing works, what it's doing, and how it stacks up against those classic trading strategies. And I got to say the results are kind of mind-blowing.
You know what I find really interesting? It's not just some crazy complex algorithm. They design trading agents like an entire trading firm. Each AI agent is like a specialized team member. It's a really cool way to use AI. Instead of just focusing on number crunching, they're actually replicating how humans collaborate.
Yeah, it's not just about looking at the numbers. It's got to make decisions, right?
Yeah.
Weigh the risks, adapt to the market like a human would. So how does an AI firm actually do all that? Break it down for us.
So at its core, trading agent splits up the tasks, just like a real trading desk would. So you've got your fundamental analyst AI digging into company financials. Then there's the sentiment analyst AI, keeping an eye on the market mood. You've even got a news analyst AI standing for anything that could, shake things up globally.
Yeah.
There's even a technical analyst AI looking for those patterns in the market data. So each agent has its own expertise. And just like in a human team, they got to communicate and work together.
Okay, so it's like a well-oiled machine, right? Each member's got their own to-do list. But how do they avoid getting lost in all that information? You know those endless email chains that just bog everyone down?
That's actually a really important point. Instead of having all that chaotic communication, Trading Agents uses a superstructured system. Think of it like a perfectly organized filing system. Each agent puts together these clear and concise reports so there's no confusion. Everyone's on the same page.
That's smart. Cut out all the noise so they can zero in on what matters. But I'm curious, are all these AI agents using the same kind of brain power? I mean, financial analysis, that's some heavy lifting, right?
Great question. They actually use different types of those large language models. Those LLMs we've talked about before. Some agents, like the fundamental analysts, need those deep thinking LLMs to handle that really complex analysis. Others, like the ones scanning news headlines, might use quick thinking LLMs for speed and efficiency. It's all about using the right tool for the job.
Okay, so we've got these specialized agents, a super organized way of communicating. It's like a
Yes.
super efficient trading machine. But here's where it gets really cool, right? It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about bringing in that human element of trading.
Exactly. One of the most innovative things about trading agents is how it actually replicates debate and collaboration. So, for example, you have these researcher agents taking opposite sides on a stock. One's bullish, one's bearish. They analyze the data, build their arguments, and then debate their findings.
Wait, hold on. The AI agents actually argue with each other. That's intense.
It's all part of reaching a balanced decision. See, this way, trading agents isn't just reacting to the data. It's challenging those assumptions and looking at things from different angles, just like a team of human analysts would.
So it's not just about being right. It's about making sure you've explored all sides. I like that. But okay, this fancy AI, does it actually work? Like, can trading agents actually make money?
That is the million-dollar question, right? Well, the creators actually put it to the test. They back-tested it against those standard trading strategies, like buy and hold and some more complex ones. They used real market data from the beginning of this year. And let me tell you, the results are pretty impressive.
Impressive. But in the world of finance, it's not just about making money. It's about being smart about it.
Sure.
What about the risk?
You're right, and that's where it gets really interesting. Trading agents isn't just focused on high returns. It's about getting those high returns while keeping the risk under control. They measured this using what's called the Sharpe ratio. It basically tells you how much profit you're getting for the risk you're taking. The higher the better, and Trading Agents has a really impressive Sharpe ratio.
So it's finding that sweet spot between growth and safety.
Mm.
Now, that's what I call smart trading. But honestly, all this talk about algorithms and ratios, sometimes it feels like a black box. Like, do we even know why trading agents is making the decisions it's making?
That's a key difference here. Unlike those black box AI models, Trading Agents is actually pretty transparent. It makes its decisions based on natural language reasoning, which means you can actually trace back why it bought or sold something. You can understand the logic, the data it used. You can even spot potential errors.
So it's like having an AI trading expert who can explain every move they make, instead of just throwing out these cryptic buy and sell orders.
Exactly, and this explainability is huge. It builds trust and helps us really understand how the system works, but honestly, we're just scratching the surface here. We've only just begun to explore how these AI agents work together.
You're right, we've got a lot more to uncover. So stay tuned, because up next we're diving deeper into the roles of each agent. We're going behind the scenes of this AI trading firm. Okay, so let's pull back the curtain a bit and meet some of these AI agents working behind the scenes at trading agents. First up, we've got the fundamental analyst. What's their role in this digital Wall Street firm?
So think of the fundamental analysts, like the detective of the group. They're all about digging deep into a company's financials,
Hmm.
really trying to understand its true value. They're poring over financial statements, earnings reports, cash flow, all those little details that give you a sense of a company's long-term potential.
So they're like financial archaeologists, brushing away the dirt to uncover those hidden gems.
Yeah, exactly. They're looking beyond the hype, the headlines, those short-term market swings. They want to know if a company is actually worth its stock price or if it's overvalued or maybe even undervalued. That's crucial for making those smart long-term investments.
Makes sense. You're not just chasing trends, you're looking for real value. But let's be real, the market doesn't always play by the rules. Emotions can really shake things up, right? That's where our next agent comes in, the sentiment analyst. What do they bring to the table?
The sentiment analyst is like the pulse taker of the market. They're tuned into all the chatter, social media news articles, online forums, anywhere people are talking about stocks or the market in general.
So they're checking the mood of the crowd, seeing if people are feeling optimistic or if they're ready to jump ship.
Exactly. Sentiment analysis is all about understanding that emotional temperature. Fear and greed, those drive a lot of market activity. So knowing if the crowd is leaning towards buy or sell can really give you an edge. It's valuable for those short-term trading decisions.
Yeah, I can see how that would be super useful. So we've got the fundamental analyst playing the long game, the sentiment analyst reading the room for those quick moves. But there's a whole world outside of market data, right? Global events, politics, all that stuff matters too. Enter the news analyst. What are they keeping an eye on?
The news analyst is the one with their finger on the pulse of global events. They're constantly scanning news sources, not just financial news, but also things like political developments, economic indicators,
Hmm.
natural disasters, anything that could potentially move those markets. Think of them as the ultimate multitasker, always looking for that one piece of news that could shift the entire game.
It's crazy how everything's connected, isn't it? Like a tiny event on the other side of the world can ripple through the markets in just a few hours. So the news analyst helps trading agents stay ahead of those surprises.
Exactly. They're looking for those triggers, those unexpected events that can send stock prices soaring or plummeting. They help trading agents see the bigger picture, not just the numbers on a chart.
This is starting to feel like a real-life trading firm.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've got our fundamental analyst, our sentiment analyst, our news analyst. But wait, we can't forget about the chartists. Where does the technical analyst fit into all of this?
The technical analyst.
Hmm.
They're all about the patterns, the trends, that visual language of the market. They live and breathe charts looking for those telltale signs that a stock is about to make a move. They use all sorts of technical indicators, things like moving averages, relative strength index, Bollinger Bands, to identify those potential buy or sell signals.
It's like they're deciphering a secret code hidden within the charts, right?
You could say that. But here's the key. The technical analyst doesn't work in isolation. They use their insights along with the other agents. It's all about combining those different perspectives to get a more complete view of the market.
So it's not about blindly following charts. It's about using them as one piece of a larger puzzle.
I love that. Okay, we've got our four main analysts, each bringing their own unique expertise. But just gathering data isn't enough, right? You've got to actually make decisions, take action. That's where things get really interesting. Tell us about the researcher agents and how they put all this information to work.
This is where the sparks fly. Remember those bullish and bearish researcher agents we talked about earlier? They step in and take all this amazing data, the financials, the sentiment scores, the news, the chart patterns, and they start building their arguments. It's like a courtroom drama. Each side presents their case and tries to sway the jury.
So they're the ones who take all this raw intelligence and turn it into actual trading strategies.
Exactly. They sift through the evidence, weigh the pros and cons, and ultimately make recommendations buy, sell, or hold. This debate is crucial because it makes sure that trading agents isn't just reacting to data, it's thinking critically challenging assumptions and considering different viewpoints. Okay, so we've got the analysts gathering intel, the researchers debating, it's getting intense. But who actually pulls the trigger? Who makes the final call on buying or selling?
That's where the trader agent steps in. They're the one who executes the trades, the one with their finger on the button, so to speak. They have to consider all the recommendations, weigh the risks, and ultimately make the call based on what's happening in the market right now. It's a high-pressure role, but absolutely crucial for the system to work.
I bet. So they're like the captain of the ship navigating through all the data and making those split-second decisions.
Precisely. But here's what really sets trading agents apart. Even though these are AI agents, their actions are fully documented and explainable. If a trade goes well, you can see exactly why. If it goes poorly, you can analyze what happened and maybe even spot areas for improvement.
That's such a key point.
Yeah.
It's not just about making money, it's about understanding why you're making money or losing it. That transparency is key.
Huh.
But let's be honest, trading can be a wild ride. There are going to be ups and downs. How does trading agents prevent things from getting out of control? That's where the risk management team comes in, right?
Absolutely. These agents are the voice of caution, the ones constantly asking what if, and making sure trading agents isn't taking on too much risk. Just like the researchers, they also have these internal debates representing different risk appetites, risk-seeking, neutral, and risk-averse. This ensures that all sides of the risk equation are considered before making any moves.
It sounds like a constant balancing act trying to maximize returns, but always keeping an eye on those potential downsides.
Exactly. And that's where the structure of trading agents really shines. By simulating that collaboration, that debate, those checks and balances of a human trading firm, it's able to navigate the market with a level of sophistication that's really remarkable. It's like they've bottled the best of human decision-making and poured it into this AI system.
Okay, so we've got our analysts, our researchers, our traders, our risk managers. It's like a perfectly choreographed ballet of AI expertise. But we're still missing one key player, right? The one who oversees the whole operation. Tell us about the fund manager.
Ah, yes, the fund manager. They're the final authority, the CEO of this AI trading firm. They've got that big picture view, they set the overall strategy, and they're ultimately responsible for making sure Trading Agents is meeting its investment goals.
So they're like the conductor of this AI orchestra, making sure all the parts are working together in harmony.
That's a great analogy. They're not micromanaging every trade, but they're reviewing performance, assessing risk, and making sure the system is aligned with that overall investment strategy. It's a crucial role for ensuring the long-term success of Trading Agents.
It's amazing how they've been able to replicate the structure and dynamics of a real-world trading firm within this AI system. It's like we're watching the future of finance unfold right in front of us. But with all this talk about AI and algorithms, it's easy to forget that there are real-world implications here. What does the success of trading agents tell us about the bigger picture of AI? That's a question we'll tackle in the final part of our deep dive. You know, we've been really digging into this trading agent system, learning about all its AI agents, how they work together, and those impressive results. But this whole idea, it just makes you think, what else could we model with AI? You know, what other complex systems could we really break down and understand in a whole new way?
It's a fascinating question. Trading Agents really shows us that AI isn't just about number crunching or, just automating tasks. It can actually replicate how humans make decisions, how we collaborate, and even how we assess risk. It's pretty incredible. And if it can do all that in finance, why not in other fields?
Exactly. Like, what are some of those big challenges we face as a society? Where could this kind of AI really make a difference?
Well, the one that jumps out at me immediately is climate change. It's such a complex system with so many moving parts. You've got natural processes, human activities, economic forces. It's almost impossible to grasp it all.
It really is. And trying to predict how what we do will impact the climate. It's like trying to solve a giant puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's where an AI system like Trading Agents could offer a whole new perspective. Imagine AI agents representing all the different parts of the climate system. You could have one modeling ocean currents, another one for deforestation rates, one for carbon emissions, maybe even one simulating how people migrate as the climate changes. Exactly. And then you could run all these simulations, you could test different scenarios and see how our actions might impact the climate in the future. What if we cut emissions by a certain amount? What happens if we invest heavily in renewable energy? What if there's a major weather event that disrupts global supply chains?
It'd be like having a crystal ball, but one that's powered by data and AI. We could test different policies, explore new technologies, maybe even find solutions that we haven't even thought of yet.
The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing. And think about healthcare. What if we could model the human body with AI? You could have agents for each organ system, for different cell types, even for individual genes.
It would be like having a virtual lab right there in your computer.
Exactly. We could simulate the effects of new drugs before they're even created. identify potential side effects, tailor treatments to individual patients. It could revolutionize drug development and personalized medicine.
This is incredible, and I bet there's so many other areas where this could be applied: urban planning, transportation, disaster relief. It feels like we're standing at the edge of a whole new era of AI.
I think you're right. We're moving beyond just simple automation. We're getting into the realm of really understanding and modeling these complex systems. And that has the potential to change just about everything.
It's a little daunting, but mostly it's really exciting. It reminds us that AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us to guide its development and make sure it's used responsibly.
I completely agree. We need to have those conversations about ethics, about bias, about how this will impact society. But we can't be afraid of the possibilities either.
Right, like with trading agents. It shows us what we can accomplish when we combine human ingenuity with the power of AI. It's about collaboration, pushing boundaries, and ultimately using technology to create a better future.
So as you think about trading agents, remember, it's not just about Wall Street. It's a glimpse into a future where AI helps us understand and solve some of the biggest challenges we face. It's a future worth exploring, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's a journey we're all taking together, and it's just getting started. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring.